How to kill the coronavirus. The world is desperate to finding a way to contain this virus, this deadly virus. Why contain? Because we cannot kill it. We don't know how to kill it. And we don't have any prevention for now, like any vaccine. So the only options that we have right now is to keep safe social distances when we go out or stay home and wait. But we need to kill this virus, and how we can kill it. Uh, Now, this desperation involves everyone, all classes of people, like scientists, researchers, uh, religious preachers, pundits, mullahs, and even general people. And they come up with lots of ideas. Normally, scientific community, they deal with facts, researchers, and reasonable grounds, and others tend to come up with weird ideas. For example, in India, we saw that certain people are claiming that if you drink cow urine, you will, get rid of this virus. Or if you swim in cow dung, as we saw in videos. Similarly, some religious people say that if you pray these verses 100,000 times, 200,000 times, you will be saved from this wrath of this coronavirus, which they think as the wrath of God, whatever. And also certain people, like they do a lot of experimentation. They claim that if you eat this fruit or eat this spice or this, you'll get okay. You can get rid of this virus. Uh, so I think, actually, I have an idea. It might be weird or might be stupid, but I think I should share it because I have certain reasons why I'm saying this, and if you find it, reasonable, you might try it. But I don't. It's a disclaimer. Don't try this. It's not an absolute guarantee that it is going to work. But this is my idea based on experience. What I experience as personally, and that's what I'm saying. So, first, look at this this coronavirus. This is this has a fatty outer cell like the lipids. Okay, and what it does when it gets into your lungs, then it destroys your lung cells, and you have plenty of water in your lungs, and it is stretched so much that because of this surface tension, your lungs can squeeze to get the air out. So basically, you are deprived of oxygen, and when you don't get this oxygen for a certain time, your other organs collapse and eventually you die. And it could be because of heart failure. It could be because of you don't have enough. You couldn't breathe, so you get out of breath, and you die eventually. Now, so as I say, that no vaccines are there, and researchers are trying with different medications if certain thing can work on this virus. So I have an idea. The first thing is, as I said, that this coronavirus has a fatty outer cell, but human lung cells are more tenable than this coronavirus. But what happens actually, this coronavirus, one virus, say for example, once it's in your lungs, and it replicates. When it replicates, so it needs fat, right? So what it does, when it destroys your lung cell, and it gathers fat. So basically, this way, So your lungs cannot generate the sputum or mucus. So you have a dry cough. You try to cough and cough, but you cannot get any of the mucus out. And your lungs is filled with too much water that lungs cannot contract, can squeeze, and cannot get the air out or cannot expand to get the air in. Okay. Now, this is the idea. From experience, you remember the Gulf oil spill, right? And with that oil, a lot of birds or ducks or so on or whatever, uh, you know, they got drenched in the oil. And you must have seen the ad on TV, the Dawn detergent, dish detergent. They're using it to clean these birds, right? So this is the same idea, that this Dawn dish detergent, if you put in a small bowl, concentrated cup, say for 1 spoon or 1 tablespoon full of Dawn dish detergent or any other dish detergent, and then you pour boiling water and just stir it with a spoon just for just few seconds to stir it, and then you wait and you see that vapor is coming out. So actually it's a soapy vapor. Okay, and as I said, that human lung cells apparently are more tenable than this virus. So if you breathe this vapor, this soapy vapor, it's not going to destroy your lungs, but what it will do is going to destroy the outer layer of this virus. Okay. Once this outer layer of this virus are destroyed, so what you have, the oily residues which will form the sputum. And also, as you're destroying the virus outer shells, it's not increasing the water content in your lungs. So it means it's not stretching your lungs, that with too much surface tension that your lungs cannot squeeze. All right. Now, once you have this oily sputum in your lungs, now oil has a tendency, if you look, say in a bowl of water, if you drop a little bit oil and you stir it, and you see a lot of circular bubbles in there, some big, some, but what happens, these ones come close and they coalesce. The same way, when you kill the outer layer of this virus, and this oily tiny particles, they come together and coalesce to form the sputum. Okay, now, so it's affecting other lung cells. So your lungs are not overstretched with water, but at least some space so that it can squeeze. Okay. Now, as I said, that this oily substance has a tendency to coalesce. So you have the sputum. Okay. Now, from my personal experience, let me tell you. A few years ago, I had this bronchitis and pneumonia together, and I had a dry cough. I was coughing, nothing was coming out, and I tried to, and breathing was very difficult. So I went to the hospital, and I was there for 2-3 days. But when I came out, so I was given a spray. It's called Symbicort. Before that, I tried that other asthma inhaler. It didn't work, but the Symbicort worked with me very well. 2 puffs I took, and and then I see that my lungs are getting clear, because it's a dry lungs, but then it somehow, the way it works, so I have the mucus in my lungs, and then I just can cough and throw this mucus, and my lungs gets clear. So this is the same idea. If a corona patient comes in and his breathing is labored, just give him a couple of spray of Symbicort and wait for 2-3 minutes. I mean, if it's very bad, and then don't wait for 2-3 minutes, but even a minute, and then, okay, at least it helps him to breathe a little bit, and then let him inhale this soapy vapor. Once the soapy vapor gets in and it kills the outer layer of the coronavirus, and then it will start forming the mucus of the sputum. And as I said, that as his lungs are not, it's getting cleared of this water, so his lungs can squeeze, so he can throw out the sputum from the lungs, and portion of his lungs get cleared. And then again do it, and wait, and again, it's a gradual process. So then let him inhale a little bit, and then let him take some of these flames out, or the mucus of sputum, what you would call, and then let him breathe some fresh oxygen, and again, wait for him to throw out. So I think this way it might work. I'm not saying that it's working, but it's an idea, because everybody is sharing their ideas. So it came to my mind, and I think it's my responsibility to communicate to people that at least that I thought, and I am caring about so many people, that they're projecting that 100,000 to 2,000, 100,000 people will die, even if you stay home, or and if you cannot control it, before any vaccine could come or any treatment can come, 2 to 3 million people will perish from the face of the earth. So this is what I think, and I share with you. And I don't know if some people from the scientific community or the doctors, they see it and they might think, if I have any merit, or they might try it like that. So this is called, topical action. So we don't have the medication to go into your body system, and it gets through your blood system to the site of action. This is the topical treatment right away, because you don't get that much time when someone's breathing is labored and he cannot cope for 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. That's it. So we might try it and we might get some result. Maybe. Thank you very much. Bye.